Anytime the market has the least bit of pullback, the networks increase their chatter about worst-case scenarios. It's almost like when the meteorologist predicts rain and someone else suggests that means tornadoes are likely. Everyone knows that this isn't always the case, but words like tornadoes and hurricanes make people's hair stand up on the back of their necks. What I like to do in this session is try to separate the wheat from the chaff. In other words, try to focus upon what matters to you as an investor with Armada Advisors. First, let me mention the Crimea. Russians moving into Crimea is like spilt milk. Once the milk is spilt, there is nothing you can do to put it back in the bottle without wasting lots of time and effort. The best thing to do is to be more careful next time so that no milk gets spilled. As investors, we must acknowledge that Russia now owns Crimea. The financial world accepts this. Politicians need to figure how to prevent something like this from happening again. I personally think current White House leadership has not developed any such plans. The next time something like this will happen, it might be for the island of Formosa. China has long since claimed Taiwan. The Russians have just provided great blueprints for the Chinese. This seizure would be the biggest market mover. The Crimean takeover is a joke by comparison. For the last several years, there have been rumors of higher interest rates. While long-term rates have nudged up a little, nothing has affected savings accounts and CDs. Rates will remain low until the U.S. debt situation worsens and the government receives another debt downgrade. This is when inflation and interest rates will move up again. Once this happens, then Congress will most likely pass a value-added tax, also called a VAT. This tax, which could be on all purchases made in the United States. Imagine paying 20% more on every new purchase you made. This would bail Washington out, stabilize the U.S. dollar, preserve the dollar as the world currency, and check inflation. It would also cause rates to be checked as well. Companies that are leveraged heavily would pay more interest during a rising interest rate environment and would suffer declines in stock prices. Conversely, companies that Armada Advisors has been purchasing, which are not highly leveraged, would navigate these times much better. I spoke to other registered investment advisors recently. They indicated their cash positions are 33% and 65% respectively because, quote, things are too expensive, end quote. The problem they realize, though, is that they are limited to what they can purchase, like companies within a narrow framework, not too small or too large. At Armada Advisors, we are not under these restrictions. Recently, we purchased a very small company which would have been outside these advisors' investment parameters. Yet it's currently up over 30%. Last year, we bought a larger company that is up over 100%. With hundreds of companies out there, some have more upside than others. When people say the market is too expensive, maybe it is if one is buying the market. Yet at Armada Advisors, we tend to buy stocks or deploy people's money into managers that are very specific about their purchases and their sales. Do you have questions about your portfolio? Give us a call at Armada Advisors where we are charting a better course.